Even when I'm working, figuring out what the hell's wrong with this gun, I can't stop thinking about Africa. How did it happen? So Nick and I were hunting with Seppi, our PH buddy, and we had been really focusing on using the 8.6 subs. So Nick had a little 8-inch barrel fix and I had a 12-inch barrel. And so I'm shooting the Howworks 300 grain Maker's bullet. So just a 300 grain subsonic projectile loaded, or made by Makers, loaded by Howworks. We're up above the camp, a couple thousand feet up into the hills, winding up the road, and we spot a waterbuck, a nice one. He's got like the whole king of the castle set up. He's like in a little pocket up on the side of a mountain and like can see everything down below him. So he's got a perfect vantage point to never be shot. So I don't think anyone had attempted any stalks on him recently. Nick and I and Seppi pile out of the truck, and Nick's taking lead, so he's got his little 8-inch gun. And there's just shit for cover. Like we're trying to creep up a hill where this waterbuck's just, he's got a way better advantage having the high ground. So like we make a stalk in some rocks and he busts us, and it's just a failed stalk. We couldn't get a good shot off at him. So worked out though, because we turned the corner and there's a Red Hartebeest that Nick smoked with my 12-inch super. Oh. So we got that on film too, that was great. So after we kill the Hartebeest the first night, we know that waterbuck's hanging out in that area. He's got a couple of females with him, so he's got a nice little spot. So we come back the next day, kind of a little bit more wary and knowing that he's up on that hill somewhere, and we spot him again before he sees us. So we decide to go up the left side of this rock face, and it's quite, I mean, it's pretty steep, like it's rough terrain. So we're creeping along these rocks, and we kind of peer over the first big boulder, and you can just see his horns, and he's just in the same spot he was the day before, and he knows he can see everybody from there. So we're still out of range with the subs, so we make a move a little bit further to the left and crawl amongst a bunch of boulders. And you know, Nick's got the camera right behind me. Seppi's like trying to get into a position where he can call dope for me. So we finally get in a good position, and I crawl up over the side of this big rock face and get my bipod out. Seppi gives me my dope call, and he's shit, might have to back up. How far was he? 160 yards. So he's at 160 yards, which with these subsonic bullets, you know, that's quite a poke, like especially on a waterbuck. A waterbuck is a thick animal and a tough animal. So I get up on that rock face, I got my bipod down, and Seppi calls my range, I make a shot, and it's quiet as shit. Camera up. Especially up in those hills and those rocks, like it was like nothing happened. He knew something had happened, like he jumped and ran a little bit to the left, but you could tell right away like it was something that hit him, and he was definitely hit. And so he kind of wheels off to the left and does a U shape, and right away you can see he's got the Jimmy legs, like he's staggering.
That's fucking beautiful.
Awesome. Woo!
What a start, buddy. Fucking hell.
Ah.
No, that keeps you good. Couldn't start that shot.
And for an animal that big to be that, you know, affected by a subsonic bullet within just a matter of seconds, like he's dead before he knows it.
We went up there and he stumbled and he turned around.
Yeah, and we walk up to him, and it's like the blood trail is just beautiful. Like for 15, 20 yards, he's just pumping blood out, and he starts going downhill and just flips over and ends up just a few feet from where I shot him. And it's just this beautiful, like, panoramic view on top of the mountainside, and just a epic hunt.
Good call on the subs.
I think we did that time. I mean,
You made me climb a hill, but I'm okay with it.
well, was it worth it?